नमो वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अवत्रेषु नित्यं भागवतस्य भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila, Chapter 6, the meeting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Raghunath Das Goswami. Text 264 onwards. Yah sarva lokek mano abhiruchya saubhagya bhukachit akrishta pachya yatra yam aropan tulya kalam tat prema shakhi palavan atulya. Because he is very pleasing to all the devotees, Raghunath Das Goswami easily became like the fertile earth of good fortune, in which it was suitable for the seed of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be sown. At that time that the seed was sown, it grew into a matchless tree of the love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and produced fruit. So this is next verse from Sri Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak by Kavi Karnapur. So describing the glories of Raghunath Das Goswami. Shivananda yaiche sai manushya kahila karnapur sai rupesh loka varnila. In these verses, the great poet Kavi Karnapur gives the same information that Shivananda Sen conveyed to the messenger from Raghunath Das's father. Varshantare Shivananda chale nila chale Raghunather sevak vipra tar sange chale. The next year, when Shivanand Sen was going to Jagannath Puri as usual, the servants and the Brahman, who was a cook, went with him. So his father sent the Brahman cook, servants, and 400 gold coins. Sei vipra bhrityachari shatamudra laya, nila chale raghunathe milila siya. The servants and Brahman brought 400 coins to Jagannath Puri, and there they met Raghunath Das. Raghunath Das angikara na karila, dravyalaya dui janatai rahila. Raghunath Das did not accept the money and men sent by his father. Therefore, the Brahman and one of the servants stayed there with the money. Tabe Raghunath kari anek jatana, mase dui din kaila prabhura nimantrana. At that time, Raghunath Das began inviting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house with great attention for 2 days every month. Dui nimantrane lage kodi ashtapana brahmana bhritya thai kare eteka grihana. The cost for these 2 occasions was 640 kodis. Therefore, he would take that much from the servant and the Brahman to feed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ei mat nimantrana varsh dui kaila pache Raghunatha nimantran chadi dila. Raghunath Das continued to invite Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this way for 2 years. But at the end of the 2nd year, he stopped. Masadui jabe Raghunath nakare nimantrana sarupe puchila tabe shachira nandana. When Raghunath Das neglected to invite Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for 2 consecutive months, the Lord, the son of Shachipushan, Swarup Damodar, Raghu kene amaye nimantran chadi dila, Swarup kahe mane kichu vichar karila. The Lord asked, why has Raghunath Das stopped inviting me? Swarup Damodar replied, he must have reconsidered something in his mind. Vishaira dravyalaya kari nimantrana prasanna hai jani prabhurmana. I invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by accepting goods from materialistic people. I know that the Lord's mind is not satisfied by this. Mora chitta dravya laite nahai nirmala, ei nimantrane dekhi pratishtha matra phala. My consciousness is impure because I accept all these goods from people who are interested only in pounds, shilling, and pence. Therefore, by this kind of invitation, I get only some material reputation. So, very important instruction for us to understand. Let's see what Prabhupada says. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks that people who are under the bodily conception of life are called materialists. If we accept the offerings of such people, place them before the Lord, and invite Vaishnavas to partake of the prasad, that attempt will gain us only a material reputation, not the actual benefit of service to a pure Vaishnava. One should therefore try to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead by fully surrendering at His lotus feet. If one engages for the service of the Lord, whatever money one has honestly earned, that is spiritual service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master, and the Vaishnavas. So not just, oh, by hook or crook, we get the money in name of anything, and we serve the Lord very opulently, very opulent temple or opulent service, and then distribute prasadam and try to impress everybody. No, it doesn't work like that. Maybe because we are neophytes, we are such upstarts, we might get impressed, but the Lord doesn't get impressed. He's happy with only patram pushpam phalam toyam. He wants to see that bhakti, devotion, the love. If we have it, then he can provide tons of money to build opulent temple for him. But not the other way around. If we think by hook or crook we get some money and we think we can bribe the Lord. No, it doesn't work that way. उपरोधे प्रभु मोर माने निमंत्रण नामा नीले दुखी है बेक मूर्ख जान. At my request, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepts the invitations because he knows that a foolish person like me would be unhappy if he did not accept them. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that people who are advanced in learning but attached to material enjoyment, who are puffed up by material possessions, by birth in an elevated aristocratic family, or by education, may offer show-bottle devotional service to the deity and also offer prasadam to Vaishnavas. Because of their ignorance, however, they cannot understand that since their minds are materially polluted, neither the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, nor the Vaishnavas accept their offerings. If one accepts money from such materialistic persons to offer food to the deity and Vaishnava, a pure Vaishnava does not accept it. This causes unhappiness for the materialists because they're fully absorbed in the bodily conception of life. Therefore, they sometimes turn against the Vaishnavas. That can also happen. But we got to stick to the principles. Ete vichariya nimantran chadi dila shuni Mahaprabhu asi balite lagila. Considering all these points, Swarup Damodar concluded he has stopped inviting you. Hearing this, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and spoke as follows. Vishair an khaile malina hai mana, malina mana haile nahe Krishnera smara. When one eats food offered by a materialistic man, one's mind becomes contaminated. And when the mind is contaminated, one is unable to think of Krishna properly. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur suggests that people who are materialistically inclined and sahajas, or so-called Vaishnavas, who take everything very casually, are both Vishayis or materialists. Eating food offered by them causes contamination, and as a result of such contamination, even a serious devotee becomes like a materialistic man. There are 6 kinds of association: giving charity, accepting charity. That's explained in Nectar of Instruction. Dadati pratigranati, guhyam akyati prachati, bhujate bhukte bhujate chaya. Shadvidhi Priti Lakshana. Priti Lakshana. Giving charity, accepting food, offering food, talking confidentially, and inquiring confidentially. One should very carefully avoid associating with both the Sahajiyas, who are sometimes known as Vaishnavas, and the non-Vaishnavas, or a-Vaishnava. Their association changes the transcendental devotional service of Lord Krishna into sense gratification. And when sense gratification enters the mind of a devotee, he is contaminated. The materialistic person who aspires after sense gratification cannot properly think of Krishna. So we got to be careful in that regard. Vishair anahe rajas nimantra, tata bhokta duhar malin hai. When one accepts an invitation from a person contaminated by the material mode of passion, the person who offers the food and the person who accepts it are both mentally contaminated. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that there are three varieties of invitations. Those in the mode of passion, those in ignorance, passion, and goodness. An invitation accepted from a pure devotee is in the mode of goodness. An invitation accepted from a person who is pious but materially attached is in the mode of passion. And an invitation accepted from a person who is materially very sinful is in the mode of ignorance. So we might have combination of these things. It's just we got to be careful. So invitation is also in mode of ignorance, passion, goodness. So what to speak of the food that he might offer? Ihara sankochayami eta dina nila bhala haile jani apani chadi dila. Because of Raghunath Das's eagerness, I accepted his invitation for many days. It's very good that Raghunath Das, knowing this, has now automatically given up this practice. See how tolerant Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was. And consider it. He was considering the feelings of Raghunath Das Goswami. And he was tolerant. But slowly Raghunath Das himself changed the practice. Kata dine Raghunath simudvara chadila. Chhatre jai magiya khaite arambha karila. After some days, Raghunath Das gave up standing near the Simhadwara gate and instead began eating by begging alms from a booth for free distribution of food. So at Simhadwar, he would see some donors coming out, then he would ask. But now he gave up. He is going to the place with a free distribution of food. Govind Pashashuni Prabhu Puche na Swarupe Raghu Bhiksha Lagi Thada Kene Nahe Simhadware. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this news from Govinda, he inquired from Swarup Damodar, why does Raghunath Das no longer stand at the Simhadwar gate to beg alms? Swarup kahe Simhadware dukha anubhaviya, chhatre magi khaya, madhyana kale giya. Swarup Damodar replied, Raghunath Das felt unhappy standing at the Simhadwar. Therefore, he is now going at midday to beg alms from the charity booth. Prabhu kahe bhala kaila chadila simhadware bhiksha vritti veshyara achara. Hearing this news, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, he has done very well by no longer standing at the Simhadwara gate. See, this is, his Raghunath Das Goswami's austerity is growing and growing. The Mahaprabhu is saying it's not good standing at the Simhadwar gate. Why? He was only begging. But Mahaprabhu says such begging of alms resembles the behavior of a prostitute. It resembles the behavior of a prostitute. Why? Tatha hi kim artham ayam agacchati ayam dasyati anena dattam ayam apara. Sameti ayam dasyati anena pina dattam anya sameshyati. Sa dasyati ityadi. So the mood of a prostitute, in the same mood the beggars while thinking, here is a person coming near, he will give me something. This person gave me something last night. Now another person is coming near, he may give me something. The person who just passed did not give me anything, but another person will come and he'll give me something. Thus, a person in the renounced order gives up his neutrality and depends on the charity of this person or that. Thinking in this way, he adopts the occupation of a prostitute. Heavy. Even for begging, when we are getting close, attached to Krishna, can't even depend on anybody. Not supposed to depend on. Chhatra jai yatha labh udar bharan anya katha nahi sukhe Krishna sankirtan. If one goes to the booth where free food is distributed and fills his belly with whatever he obtains, there is no chance of further unwanted talk. And one can very peacefully chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So whatever he gets at that free booth, just take it, eat it, and that's it. Ete bali tare puna prasad karila, govardhanera shila gunjamala tare dila. After saying this, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again bestowed his mercy upon Raghunath Das by giving him a stone from Govardhan hill and a garland of small conch shells. It's called Gunjamala. Well, it's not exactly conch shell. It's a colorful stones found in Braj, but they're very poisonous and very hard. Somehow people make it soft and make a garland of it. But that Gunjamala actually represents Srimati Radharani. And this stone from Govardhan Hill, the Govardhan Shila that Mahaprabhu gave to Raghunath Das Goswami, it had Mahaprabhu's thumb impression on it. And so Govardhan Shila represents Krishna, Gunjamala represents Radharani. So Raghunath Das, when he got it, he was very happy. And now, I don't know about the Gunjamala, but the Govardhan Shila is in Vrindavan at I'm forgetting I'm forgetting the name of that temple. It's when we go from Radharaman temple further down. So it's there at the altar. Earlier, the pujaris would show us, but now they have stopped doing that. It's a small, very small Shila. Shankarananda Saraswati Vrindavan haite aila, tehe se Shila Gunja Mala laya gela. Previously, when Shankarananda Saraswati had returned from Vrindavan, he had brought the stone from Govardhan Hill and also the garland of conscience. Parshve Gantha Gunja Mala Govardhana Shila, Dui Vastu Mahaprabhu, Agyanitila. He presented Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with these two items, the garland of conscience and the stone from Govardhan Hill. Duy apurva vastu paya Prabhu tushta haila, smaranera kale gela pare gunjamali. Upon receiving these two uncommon items, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was extremely happy. While chanting, he would put the garland around his neck. Govardhan Shila Prabhu Hriday Netra Dhare, Kabu Nashaye Grana Lai, Kabu Shire Kare. The Lord would put the stone to his heart and sometimes to his eyes. Sometimes he would smell it with his nose and sometimes place it on his head. नेत्र जले सही शीला भिजे निरंतर शीला रेखा हेन प्रभु कृष्ण कलेवर. The stone from Govardhan was always moist with tears from his eyes. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say this stone is directly the body of Lord Krishna. Ei mat tin vatsar, Shila Mala Dharila, Tushta Haya Shila Mala Raghunathe Dila. For 3 years he kept the stone and guarded. Then, greatly satisfied by the behavior of Raghunath Das, the Lord delivered both of them to him. Prabhu kahe ei Shila Krishna vigraha, ihada seva kar tumi, kariya agraha. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Raghunath Das, this stone is a transcendental form of Lord Krishna. Worship the stone with great eagerness. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhashya that in the opinion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Govardhan Shila, the stone from Govardhan Hill, was directly the form of Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda. The Lord used the stone for 3 years, and then in the heart of Raghunath Das, the Lord awakened devotional service to the stone. The Lord then gave the stone to Raghunath Das, accepting him as one of his most confidential servants. However, some envious people conclude that because Raghunath Das had not taken birth in the family of a Brahmin, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not give him the right to worship the deity directly, but instead gave him a stone from Govardhan. This kind of thought is naraki or hellish. As stated in Padma Puran, Arche Vishnu Shiladhir, if one thinks that the worshipable Shaligram Shila is a mere stone, that the spiritual master is an ordinary human being, or that a pure Vaishnava preaching the Bhakti cult all over the world is a member of a particular caste or material division of society, he is considered a Naraki, a candidate for hellish life. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed that the Govardhan Shila, the stone taken from Govardhan, is non-different from the body of Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he indirectly advised such foolish persons that one should not be envious of a Vaishnava who belongs to a different caste or sect. One should accept a Vaishnava as transcendental. In this way, one can be saved, otherwise one is surely awaiting a hellish life. Ei shilar kar tumi satvik pujan, achirat pave tumi Krishna prem dhan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, worship this stone in the mode of goodness, like a perfect Brahman. For by such worship you will surely attain ecstatic love of Krishna without delay. Ek kunja jal ar tulsi manjari, satvik seva ei shuddha bhavikari. For such worship one needs a jug of water and a few flowers from a tulsi tree. This is worship in complete goodness when performed in complete purity. So just do the Abhishek with water and offer Tulsi. Dui dike dui patra madhya komal manjari, ei mata ashtam manjari, dibe shraddhakari. With faith and love, you should offer 8 soft Tulsi flowers or manjari, each with 2 Tulsi leaves, one on each side of each flower. So when we pluck this manjari, especially when it is soft, that can be offered to the Lord. And with 2 tulsi leaves at the bottom. I mean, in this rainy season, there should be plenty of manjaris and tulsi plants. Shri Haste Shila Diya Ei Agya Dila Anande Raghunath Seva Karite Lagi. After thus advising him how to worship, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally offered Raghunath Das the Govardhan Shila with his transcendental hand. As advised by the Lord, Raghunath Das worshipped the Shila in great transcendental jubilation. Eka vitasti dui vatsar pinda eka khai Sarup dilen kunja anibare pai. Swarup Damodar gave Raghunath Das 2 cloths, each about 6 inches long, a wooden platform, and a jug in which to keep water. Means he didn't even have anything like this. No wooden platform, not even a jug. He was so austere. ए मत रघुनाथ करे न पूजाना, पूजा काले देखे शीलाए ब्रजेंद्र नंदन. Thus Raghunath Das began worshipping the stone from Govardhan, and as he worshipped, he saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, directly in the stone. So this is to see how tremendously he's making progress. But all course, Raghunath Das Goswami is a Manjari. So he has come in the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, but to show us that by austerities we can please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he can deliver us. He can give us plenty of service, plenty of prema. Nothing could be lacking. Okay, I guess I can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments. Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.
Hare Krishna.